Oh my gosh, look at that sunset over the beach, the palm trees. Okay, all right. Yep, always wanted to go there. Yep, oh, look at them. They're having a great time. No way she looks like that in a bathing suit. That is definitely AI inspired if I've ever seen it. This is so depressing. Why do I look at this stuff? It's never going to be me. Actually, friends, it is me. And you know what? It can be you. Not the bathing suit. Not me. Definitely not me. But it can be you. It can absolutely be you. I can't do anything about the bathing suit. That's up to you. But the rest of it definitely can be you. And today is about inspiration. Just a glimmer of it, right? Because you're probably in a little bit of a winter funk. You need something new. Okay, in my experience, one of the best ways to move forward is to visually set my sight on new things, places I've never been. Kind of like a feast for the eyes. It could be a stroll through some lovely little town or a hike, just new vistas. It's a great way to get unstuck. And you can do this, right? It doesn't have to be this giant thing. But where do you start? I have a great solution, and today it's going to be one I share with you because it's going to work for pretty much everybody. Hey, I'm Bing from WonderBing Travel, and I've been solo road tripping for quite a few years now, and I've written a book about it as well, and it's for women like you who want to step out and use solo road tripping as a way to move forward in their lives. So I really love talking about this topic, and today we're also talking about, it doesn't even have to be a road trip, it just might be getting away for a day. First things first. If you want to learn about why and how a solo road trip can change your life, I have a free gift for you. Check out my guide called Going Solo, the transformative power of a solo road trip. With the guide as your starting place, I can help you get from wherever you are now to those glorious moments of experiencing wonder on the road. Just click on the link in the description for wonderbingtravel.com/going solo. It's the best way to begin, takes a lot of the questions out of the equation, and gives you a great head start. That guide, along with these ideas, is going to give you lots of ideas on where to go and also how to plan it. So today I'm giving you a quick cheat sheet for discovering new experiences. You just need to see what resonates with you, and then you can start Googling or researching or librarying or whatever way works for you. And maybe you're trying to just figure out where to go for a day. Although maybe you're trying to fill out an itinerary for weeks on end. Either way, this is going to work for you. But please, please don't ever lose sight of the core fact that a solo road trip or a mini getaway is about trying new things. It's also about stepping out in hope, finding a way forward, seeking wonder and freedom and peace. It's not an escape. Okay, back to our question of the day. Where? Let's break it down into 5 simple and understandable possibilities. These are broad categories, which means you're never going to run out of specific ideas for each of these. And once you determine which ones feel best to you and feel the most like you, then you'll be ready to think about where you want to go. So these are my 5 destination ideas, and we're going to take a look at each of the following. And then in additional videos, I'm going to share fun examples of each that may help inspire you to go to those particular places. But the world's your oyster, baby, so you just figure out where to go from here. Okay, first things first is cities. Cities is the first possible destination. Not everybody is a city girl. I'm definitely not a city girl, but I do love visiting a city. So consider taking a day or an overnight or more and just treat yourself to a visit to a city you've been dying to check out, but maybe you never have. Or if it's a big enough city, you may have been, maybe it's a return visit. The U.S. is filled with so many distinctive, beautiful, quirky, unique cities. Do a little research and find one that suits you. You probably already, as I'm talking, have at least 1 or 2 in your head. So imagine yourself on your adventure. Do you want a walkable city, or are you comfortable taking cabs or public transit? Maybe you're a museum kind of girl, or maybe you're looking for a concert or a sporting event ticket. Most cities boast great parks for walking, sometimes other special events in those parks, benches and outdoor cafes for people watching. There's theater options. You can go shopping, or a special event. There really are endless possibilities in cities, and everyone can find their own little niche of what works for them, which is, I think, what makes cities so cool. You and I can go and have completely different experiences and not do any of the same things, and both find it amazing. Also, the food. Maybe it's great or interesting restaurants, or just the food scene as a whole that might draw you there. And then quite a few cities have fabulous food tours. I did one in Greenwich Village a few years back that was amazing. Not only did we have 3 hours worth of stopping at different little cute restaurants for food, fabulous food, but I also got to meet the people in my small group that we toured together, and our tour guide was awesome and very well informed about the village as a whole, so told us lots of stories, and I learned about architecture, and it was really fantastic. And lots of cities do that type of thing. And speaking of tours, most big cities also have a hop on, hop off bus option, which is a great way, can be like a great first step to getting your bearings in a new place and learning how you may want to spend more time later in your visit. So it's also a great way to meet people too. If you're an introvert, a city is a great place that you can get lost and you can just fade into the local scene. But on the other hand, if you want to have people to talk to, there's not going to be any shortage. And finally, the last thing about cities, in terms of lodging, staying in a city means endless possibilities and opportunities to find something unique if that's what you want, affordable, comfortable. You can blow out the bank if you want to. Obviously, you want to look into safety as well. Just do your research. Okay, last thing is a tip. Don't do things in the city you're visiting that you could do at home or in your own town. Strike out and try at least one new thing. Number 2 is smaller towns. I confess this is my sweet spot. This is a big one for me. I just love a great small town. It's really what is at the core of the US, and this is where community happens. Small towns are where people really live and breathe and matter to each other. A visit to a small town means diving into the local culture for just a little bit. You can learn a lot about the people and the place in a very short time. In my mind, visiting a big city is an awesome way to be entertained and to find pretty much anything that appeals to you. But a small town is different. You're walking into somebody else's story. I love that. It's personal and tangible and real. That resonates with me, and I just feel connected to that. If you're not sure where to start, then pick a state or maybe an area of a state and just start Googling. There are so many blog posts that list things like the best small towns in Western North Carolina, or most charming towns in Connecticut, best historical towns, the prettiest towns, the weirdest towns, the towns with the best food, towns with the best festivals. It just goes on and on. You can find whatever you're looking for, but I do want to share a caveat to all of that. I don't trust all these blogs as honestly giving me the best of anything. They're people who are writing for clicks, and they may or may not have even visited some of these places. But having said that, it still gives you a place to start. And as you look through the list, if there's something that appeals to you, then just seek out other evidence of it online as well. Usually, if there are multiple blogs or posts that list towns that I'm interested in, it's easy to find that if one person thinks this town is great, there are at least half a dozen others that think it's great too. So do your homework. And when you're there, when you're in the town, take a deep breath. Get out of your car, take a walk, try the food, and definitely pop your head into a bakery, a coffee shop, and or a bookstore. Those are my 3 musts when I visit. That's where I find the people. Even if I don't want to be overly friendly, I can still listen and sit down and feel welcome, and I'm not really bothering anybody, and I just really feel like that's a great way to learn about the people. And if the town has a little visitor center, by all means check that out too. Ask questions wherever you go, whether it's in the coffee shop or it's at the visitor center. Ask for things that are interesting to you. I almost always ask about like if there's a favorite local hike nearby, or a suggestion for, I don't know, best pizza or best pasta or subs or whatever I'm hungry for that day. Listen to the people, soak it all in. You're going to walk away, at least in my experience. Small towns, I feel like when I walk away from a small town, I have had a bit of an education. I've made a new friend, even if the town is the friend. I don't necessarily mean the specific person, but it's a warm and fuzzy, right? My heart's a little lighter, and sometimes it grows a size or two in the process. Okay, number 3 is the outdoor things. I know some of you are like, I'm not the outdoor girl. That's okay. So maybe your passion for trying new means something like finding a great hiking trail. But I know some of you would rather not. No problem. You're going to never run out of amazing views from the driver's seat, just as much as if you're on your own 2 feet. So this applies to everyone. And this is really, I think, it's hard to disagree, I guess. This is what's at the heart of a road trip, is the drive itself. So my biggest piece of advice on the drive is to stay off the highways and think about what you love. Do you love mountains? Do you love beaches? Do you love rushing streams and beautiful lakes? Do you love waterfalls? Do you like driving on a windy road in the middle of October with the leaves coming down? Do you love a country drive? Do you love an awe-inspiring vista? Think about that. Think about like what moves you, and then go find it. This is a great option if you're not ready to take off for an extended period. You can do this in an afternoon. I guarantee you that within 30 minutes of your driveway, you can find something beautiful that you've probably never seen before. Find a trail, or take that road you've always wondered about, but you've never actually turned down that street or that road. Take some time to explore, to wander, and to seek wonder in unexpected places, because you will find it. You will feel freer. You will come home feeling renewed and like you've taken a bit of a step forward. So whether you're doing this for an afternoon or a month, you'll be refreshed and renewed. So keep your eyes open, put the distractions aside, and just see it all. For me, the way I like to put that is the idea of you're looking out instead of in. Number 4 is unique culture. Okay, this is a pretty broad category, but it's so fun. So you can find special and quirky cultural goodies in so many places. It could be in a town where, I don't know, maybe they just go bananas for St. Patrick's Day, or there's a special event somewhere that's a little different that appeals to you. Maybe it's a town that's designed to feel like you're in Switzerland. I know of at least 2 of those in the US. Maybe you love history. I personally love a good battlefield, whether it's a tour or a museum, or maybe it's just a quiet walk. All of those are good in my book. Maybe there's a home tour that you've been wanting to do, nearby or far away, a state park or a national park that you have had on your list to visit. You can go a little further and think about things like, I don't know, if you like flowers, maybe there are definitely lavender farms, tulip farms and festivals. Maybe you like haunted tours. You want to go see a reenactment. And then if you travel with your dog, which I do very often with Lexi the Golden, there are unique experiences that you can find that are dog related. I actually have 2 amazing ones, but I'm saving them for other videos and I can't wait to share them. So stay tuned. If you are sticking close to home, then it's probably a good idea to just Google like cool and unusual things to do near me, or cool and unusual things to do in my state. I do that and I find crazy things and just unusual things I'm surprised at that I don't know about places that I've lived for a really long time. So this is a great tactic to take if you're looking for a quick getaway, or if you know you're going to be in a certain area on a longer trip and maybe you just have half a day that you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do that day. I should find something really interesting to do. So Google and see what you can find. Sometimes for me it's just even a great food truck. Never mind those. especially if it's dessert. Okay, so the last one, that leads me to food and drink. I've absolutely planned drives to specific places for an amazing coffee shop, for a winery with a great view, or a restaurant that has unique and wonderful food and, again, great dessert. I admit that sometimes these stops, they may not be on my list when I leave home. They may be things I learn about when I'm traveling and have been recommended to me. But even still, I make a plan to visit certain areas sometimes based on their wineries or their great Italian food, or maybe because there's a food tour, or maybe just because it's strawberry season. Like, there's so much out there. What I'm trying to share with you is that the options are endless, and I'm just throwing a few out and seeing what might stick. Think about what you love to eat and drink. Are there places that you can seek out that lead you closer to wonder? There is absolutely wonder in food. Find it, and then slow way down and enjoy every bite and every sip. Makes me want to go right now. Okay, there you have it. Those are 5 simple ways to determine destinations and answer that question, where do I go? All right, so I'm guessing that you're probably full of ideas, which is awesome. And I'm going to keep giving you more and more. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, WonderBing Travel, so you don't miss updated videos and specific locations that I've had the pleasure of visiting. I will be sharing in a bit of a series where I share a city, a town, a unique spot, something cultural, and of course food and wine and caffeinated beverages. I hope you'll let WonderBing Travel be your guide for freedom and wonder on the road, and hopefully Lexi and I will see you out there.